Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. My name is Abby. If you are new here, welcome. I'm so glad that you are watching. This is my everyday makeup look, pretty much. This is what I'm wearing right now, and it's my go-to. I elevated it a tiny bit because today I'm going to a photo shoot, so I needed to do like a tiny bit more than just the basics. So I wear foundation when I wouldn't really. I kind of did more eyeshadow than I would normally, but for the most part, it's what I would do. So if you guys want to see how I got this makeup look, please keep watching. Starting off with the same as always, this is the Ilia Essence, and I use this as a makeup base to just like plump up and hydrate my skin. And it goes on really beautifully. You just have to give it a second to soak in and do its thing. It's just like really cooling. So I love this. And I know some of you ask, how is it the same or different from the Rhode Glazing Milk from Hailey Bieber's line? It's honestly pretty similar. I don't think you need both, but if you don't have that one and you've been wanting to try it, you can always try this one from Ilia. I feel like this Ilia Essence is really, really good for all skin types because it doesn't sit on the skin. It's not greasy at all. It just absorbs like a serum. So that is why I recommend it so much, because it's great for everyone. An SPF that I've loved forever, this is the Kosas Dream Beam SPF, I think SPF 40. It's in color Sunlit. I love it because it is non-toxic, clean beauty, but it also, as you see here, I've used so much of this. It's not a foundation. It doesn't cover anything. It just like adds a nice bronzy tone to my skin because my face is generally a lot lighter than my body. The biggest thing that I've said in every video is to just like really pay attention to the hairline, as if you're putting on a self tanner and you want to avoid your eyebrows. So one time I did that and my eyebrows were so orange. I always have a thing of baby wipes near me on my desk while I'm doing my makeup because I use my hands a lot and I don't want everything all over my hands the entire time. Because I'm going to be on camera, I'm going to wear foundation. Usually I wear like a skin tint or a slip or something that's just really natural and has SPF in it, so like an all-in-one easier product. But because I'm going to be on camera, I do want a tiny bit more coverage. This isn't like a full coverage glam foundation look at all. This is the Makeup by Mario Surreal Skin, and this is in 11N, my favorite foundation right now because it's so, I want to show you the consistency. It's like thick, kind of holds up, but it is also very serum-like. My favorite brush to use is this one from Bobbi Brown. Just work in circular motions and kind of like pat and blend in this foundation. It wears really well throughout the day, and as you can see, all the redness on my skin is essentially gone. So that's why I love it so much, but it's also, again, so skin-like. Like in broad daylight, I feel like it's just undetectable. And I always use my beauty blender to just even out any streaks that happen from my brush. Even though it's such a good brush, I trust that it did a good job, but I still like to take away a little bit of that product. Now that our skin is even and blended down our neck, we are going to move on to contouring. Some people do contouring before their foundation. I personally have never gotten into like the underpainting thing. I feel like it just visually doesn't show up because I'm already so light-handed, and I would just rather do it this way. This is my all-time favorite contour stick ever of all time. This is from Westman Atelier in color Biscuit, and I like to put it on the back of my hand to warm up the product. Some people commented about wasting the product when I do this, but it's like, it's not wasteful when I'm using all of it. So I don't use too much of it. Blending it in on this brush. This is the Mario F1 brush. I love it so much. And then you just go above the hollows of the cheeks and blend in. I always put the contour up into the temples of my forehead because I want to give the illusion of like that sun-kissed, healthy glow. It's not necessarily to shrink my forehead or to make it look shorter or smaller, but that is essentially what contouring your forehead does. But my personal reasoning for it is because I believe that it just makes me look healthier and like I've been out in the sun. And I like to take the remainder of whatever is left on my hand, we're not wasting, and we go underneath the jawline just to really define that jawline. And you can see I go up kind of by my earring where my jawline really is and kind of like carve it out. This blush, this is Rosy by Say, 100% hands down my favorite blush color, blush texture blush everything I've ever owned. As you can see, it's really pigmented, but when you put it on, it kind of has this like dewy blush finish. It's the Dew Blush from Say, and I mean, this is already going to be definitely way too much. It will last forever. I feel like their prices are really good. It's also a clean, non-toxic product, which I love so much. I use also the Say dual-ended brush, and I go in on the back of my hand. I really just like blend it all over, and then I go in on my cheeks. And you can see this like high point. Essentially, we're going to put your highlighter is where I will put my blush, and I kind of give it a little smile just so I don't go too far in. And I just keep it on the apples and the little bit towards the top temple, and blending that in really well to the contour that we just created. And if ever you feel like they didn't blend that well, I'll go back in with my contour, and just like, you really just want everything to melt together because you just used cream on cream on cream, and it's really easy to manipulate at this stage. And because I'm going to be on camera today, it's always critical to wear a little bit more blush than you normally would, because the lighting and the flash, everything just kind of washes you out. So you want to do a little bit more of the defining process. So in terms of blush, it's always number one, the first thing to go, and number two, the first thing that makes the biggest difference. Like every time I take a test shot in front of the camera, they're like, oh, we need more blush. And I'm like, how could we possibly need more blush? It looks crazy. But the makeup and the lights just don't mix well, and you have to kind of fool it. A little bit more powder than usual, a little bit more blush than usual, maybe a little bit darker on the eyes, but otherwise it's pretty much the same makeup no matter what. I've talked about my favorite concealer 1,000 times, being the Tower 28 concealer, and I love it so much in color K-Town. That is like my favorite holy grail one. But this little guy has been becoming my close second, if not taking over number one. It's the Kosas concealer, and I don't know what color this is because I don't have the receipt and I have no idea. I just don't. I can't find it. I'm also noticing that wearing less concealer has been making me look younger, I guess, because the more I put on, the more wrinkly or dry my skin looks under my eyes. So like the tiniest drop, you really do not need that much. If you have a good concealer, a little bit goes a long way, and as long as you blend it in and set it well, it's gonna look flawless. So as you can see, that is already blended out and my under eyes are gone. It's magic. This is the BOM 260 brush. It is from Omnia, and it's my favorite concealer brush I've ever owned, and was gifted to me from a makeup artist because I could not get over it. She was like, here, if you love it that much, just take it. I have to. So I got this from her, and it is just the best makeup brush, and it's $11 on their website. I will link all of these products for you as well to check out. Also, if you're someone who prefers more of a full glam look, I did a recent fall makeup look glam situation on my channel, so I will link that up above for you. Whatever concealer is remaining on the brush, I just bring up onto my lids. Now that my eyelids have a little bit of coverage, I'll go in with the rest of that blush, not wasting, on the back of my hand with this dual-ended Say brush that I use for my blush. And I just bring a little bit of that on my lid because it just, as you can see, if you can tell, this side just kind of looks like it all matches. It's cohesive. For setting my makeup, I have the Fair Pink Makeup by Mario powder. I think this is new. I'll go in with my little triangle brush that I got from Amazon, and I will get rid of most of that product because you just want the tiniest bit to set under your eyes. You don't need that much. And I'll just dab really gently underneath, and then I'll bring it down around my smile lines, mainly everything from creasing. But if you have a mascara and you feel like your makeup is always running down, maybe you have super oily under eyes, this is going to prevent your mascara from running, which is critical. I introduced this method to my mom, and she's like mind blown by this whole thing, and she's 65. This Makeup by Mario F2 brush for the powder, just because, I don't know, really loving their products lately. Use a tiny, tiny bit, and I will just kind of like, again, I'm gonna be on camera, so I'm setting this, but I wouldn't always usually set my entire face unless I felt like I was a little bit too dewy or oily that day. Too Faced, the Natural Nudes palette. I've not used this yet, so I'm just gonna use the tiniest bit and just play around. I'm gonna go with Seashell first on my whole lid. This is the M433 brush from Morphe, and I'm just going in with the color Swan on my lids, nude just in my crease, and pretty much call it a day. Something that you guys may or may not like or enjoy from my videos is that I'm simple and I don't do a lot of over-the-top things like some people on YouTube. Partially for two reasons. Number one, I don't do that anyway, so why would I do it here? And number two, if you want to see how to do that stuff, please watch other people's videos because there are so many tutorials on all of that, and I feel like I don't also need to explain that. What I'm doing here is trying to show you how less is more, and we don't need to go all the way over the top every single time in order to get a beautiful makeup look. And then I have this little angled brush also from Morphe, M210, and that nude color, I'll just go under the eye. Again, wouldn't do this, but because I'm going to be on camera today, just a little pop under the eye. My e.l.f. eyebrow pencil is all that I've been needing to use lately, and it just does the job because I don't have that much to fill in. Drawing teeny tiny little hair strokes just until it looks filled in. I have to say that $1 billion brow stuff is good because I love a very light hold on my brows. Yeah, I feel like this could be a little stronger, to be honest. But if you're somebody who likes electrocuted, stuck, glued down, straight up eyebrows, this is probably not the one you're gonna go for. Using my Shiseido eyelash curler. This is one of my favorite mascaras. I wish I had it in brown, but I have it in black. This is from Westman Atelier, and it's just such a perfect spoolie, old school, great. It like really separates all the lashes and doesn't make you look crazy. You can build it up, but even if you build it up, it's not going to get clumpy. I know some people love a clumpy lash, so this isn't probably going to be the one for you if that's the case, but if you like super separated, natural looking lashes that are just lifted, this is the best mascara I've ever used. For lip liner today, I've been loving using these overlining lip blurs from Refi, and this is in color Opal. It's just rounded, so it's like you can overline the lip really naturally without overdoing it, and it like blurs out the illusion of your lip looking bigger than it is. So I love that. Also, this color is very close to my lip color, and to be honest, not quite dark enough for this shoot that I'm going for today, but for everyday, Opal is by far my favorite lip color. Now we have our lip gloss. This is color Dip by Say, and I'm just gonna throw that over top. A little Makeup by Mario setting spray. And last but absolutely not least is my highlighter, and this is in color Nectar, Westman Atelier. I realized in my last couple of videos I did not say the color. It is Nectar. It is not lit up. It is a highlight stick called Lit Up, but the color is Nectar. And this completes the makeup look. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please like, subscribe, comment any things that you would like to know, ask, see next. I always like to respond to every comment that I possibly can. So thank you guys again for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.